Three.
Dear children, we are going into our next lesson, path of heat flow. So as we have heard the name heat flow, this lesson uh, is based on heat and different types of heat flow which we experience in our daily life. So here, the beginning of the lesson, I am going to do a small experiment. For that, I have a spoon. I have little water in the spoon and I am going to heat the spoon with the candle here, which you can see. So as you can see, I am heating the water here. So we all know what would happen to the water when you heat it for some time, isn't it? Yes. Now we can see something coming out of the water. This is a very simple experiment. We have done all these things in our earlier classes. So here we can see water vapor coming out of the water. Why is water vapor coming out? Yes, because the water is becoming hot. Now, in this experiment, we have a spoon and we have water and we have fire. Which of the two are getting directly heated by the fire here? Is it the water or the spoon? Yes, it is the spoon as we know, isn't it? The spoon is getting heated directly. The water is not getting heated directly. How does the water get heated here? Yes, because the spoon is getting heated, the water inside the spoon is also getting heated. So here we know when we touch the spoon, we can experience heat here, isn't it? When we touch the spoon, we can experience the heat. So how did the spoon get hot? Yes, because we gave heat under the spoon, it became hot. Now how did the water get hot? Yes, because the spoon got hot, the water got hot. So what has actually happened here? The heat from the candle has heated the spoon. When the spoon got heated, the water inside the spoon also got heated. So here we can see that heat is transferred from the candle to the spoon, from the spoon to the water. That is, the heat is being transferred from one thing to another or from one place to another. That is, from the fire to the spoon, from the spoon to the water. This method of heat transfer is called as heat transmission. Transmission of heat. Is it clear? So this type of transfer of heat is called as heat transmission. So I hope you would have understood. Now we are going to do another experiment. Here I have an axle blade. I have fixed a screw on top of the axle blade. Now we will see what is happening to the screw after some time. I am heating the axle blade at the tip here. Now we will see what is happening to the spoon. Yes. What happened here? Yes, we saw that the screw fell down. Now, where did I heat? I heated at the tip of the axle blade. Where was the screw? The screw was somewhere this side. Now why did the screw fall down? Yes, we know that when we heat a metal like this, when we heat in one place, it will get transferred through this, isn't it? It will get transferred, and if we heat for a long time, we can feel the heat at the end. This type of heat transfer is called as conduction. It is called as conduction. Now in conduction, we know that this is a solid substance. The axle blade and the metal, that is iron, is the metal which is used here. This is a solid substance. So as we all know, in a solid substance, the molecules are tightly packed. In a liquid, the molecules are loosely packed. And in gas also, the molecules are very loosely packed. We know that gas does not need a spare thing to contain. It can be everywhere, isn't it? But water, where is it? Water takes the shape of the container. But solid, it's already got a shape. So we know that the molecules are tightly packed in a solid. So what happens here? Inside this axle blade is made up of small molecules. So here the molecules in this iron piece, what happens to the molecules? Does it move that side and this side? No, it cannot move because it is tightly packed. So what happens when heat is given here? The molecules in this end, what does it do? It will in this end, it will slowly transfer the heat from one to the neighboring molecules. That is, it transfer the heat from this end to this end slowly, from one to the other, from the other to the other. That type of heat transmission without changing the position of the molecule is called as conduction. So what is conduction? Conduction is transfer of heat from one place to another without the movement of the molecules is called as conduction. I hope it is very clear for you. Now, we know that we have lot of metals, isn't it? So, the metals, that is, some things when we heat, it will absorb energy. It will transmit heat, that is, it will absorb heat. But there are some materials which will not absorb heat. For example, when you keep a cooker on the gas stove, the metal, that is, the vessel will get heated. But we know your mother will take the cooker and keep it aside. Why does she do so? Because it has got a handle. Does the handle become hot? No, we know, isn't it? Why does the handle does not become hot? Because the material which is made, the material of the handle does not absorb heat. Okay, it does not absorb heat. It is a material which will not absorb heat. Such type of materials are called as poor conductors. And materials, that is substances which absorb heat, that is, for example, iron paste or any other metal, it absorbs heat. Such type of materials are called as good conductors. And the substances which does not absorb heat, they are called as poor conductors or bad conductors. I hope it is clear. Now in metals, we know that all metals conduct heat. Now we are going to do an experiment to see whether all type of metals conduct heat in the same way. Whether it conducts heat in the same way, whether some conduct heat very faster or some conduct very slow. We have to do an experiment and see. For that, I have 3 types of metals here. As you can see, I have 3 types of metals. I hope you can see. This is copper, this is iron, and this is aluminium. Now, I have somehow slowly stuck nails at the end of each metal. And here, I am going to heat all the 3 metals together. Okay, I am going to heat all the 3 metals together using this candle flame. Now, we will see which one is falling down first. We have to heat it all together. So which nail is falling first, that one conducts heat faster. So already one has fallen down. That is, copper has fallen down, aluminium has fallen down, iron has not fallen down. We will wait for some more time. So here we can see iron is taking time, isn't it? So two things, that is copper, also the nail fell down, aluminum also the nail fell down. So here we can see that copper and aluminum absorbs heat energy, that is conducts heat energy very faster. Now I cannot even touch here because it is very hot. But iron is taking time. Now it is also, so we know it is conducting heat energy because the iron nail fell down, isn't it? The nail fell down. So here we can see that even if they all three are conductors, but what is happening here? Even if they are all are conductors, each conduct heat at different rates. Some conduct very fast, some take time. So the heat transmission in all the metals are not the same. So that is what we understood through this experiment. What did we understand? Heat transmission is not the same in all different types of metals. So according to this experiment, you have to write down which metal conducts faster, heat transmission is done faster, and which metal heat transmission is done slow. So now we saw that heat is transmitted in different modes. That is, all the metals do not transmit heat in the same pace, same speed. Some it is faster, some it is slow. Now we will see whether heat transmission takes place in liquids also. Transmission of heat, how it takes place in liquids. Okay. So for that, I am keeping a conical flask here under the water, and I am heating this water. Okay. As I am heating water, I am adding this is potassium permanganate. We know we use potassium permanganate to clear water. So I am adding 2-3 drops of potassium permanganate into the water. Now you have to observe what is happening here. What is happening to the potassium permanganate? I hope you can see that the potassium permanganate is moving in an upward direction. It is moving in a upward direction, and again it is coming down. Where it is getting heated? The water at the bottom is getting heated, isn't it? Because the candle light is there. So from there it is moving in a upward direction. I hope you can see here. It is moving in an upward direction, and again it is coming. It is going up and again coming down. It is rotating there. Okay. So it is moving in an upward direction and it is rotating. So here, why is it happening so? That is, when water gets heated, which water will get heated first? Yes, the water which is at the bottom, closer to the candle, closer to the flame of the candle. So what will happen to that water which is heated there? That water will move. You can see the potassium permanganate moving up, isn't it? So that water which is heated starts moving upward in an upward direction. And the water on the top will be hot or cold? Yes, it will be cold. So what will happen? When the hot water moves above, topwards, the cold water will come down. Okay, and then it will get heated. When it gets heated, that hot water again moves up and the cold water on top will come down. So it is a rotation. That is, the molecules will start moving. When the molecules of water are heated, it will move upwards and the cold molecules will come down. So heat is transmitted by the movement of the molecules in a liquid. What is happening here? Heat is transmitted by the movement of the molecules. Whereas in a solid, when you saw when we heated the metal, there the molecules are not moving. So that is called as conduction. But here instead, we can see that the molecules of the water are moving. That is, hot molecules which are heated are moving upwards and the cold molecules are coming down. Now this experiment little more clearly we will see using sawdust. Okay, so our teacher will show you using sawdust. I have a beaker here. Okay, I am keeping this beaker. And teacher is using some sawdust because you will be able to clearly see if you have sawdust at home. I hope you know what is sawdust. Irchapodi, what you call. So if you have sawdust at home, you can do this experiment from home. Okay. And so when it gets heated, we will see the movement of the sawdust happening here. We will mix the sawdust and we will see how it is moving. I hope you can see here the sawdust, that is the sawdust which is here down. When it is getting heated, you can see it moving upwards. It is keeping on moving. It is rotating there. I hope you can see here. It is rotating. Why is it rotating there? Because the water here is get heated and it is moving up. And then it is again coming down. So along with that, the sawdust is also moving. So here also the water is moving in a circular motion. That is, from here the hot water rises up, the cold water comes down. The hot water rises up, the cold water comes down. So here the heat is transmitted throughout the liquid by the movement of the molecules. How is the heat transmitted here? Heat is transmitted in a liquid by the movements of the molecules. Okay, why? Because the molecules of the water are loosely packed. So here the molecules of the liquid is getting heat, transmitting heat by the movement of the molecules. If you keep for some more time, when the water gets really heated, we can observe it very well. Yes, here you can see the sawdust is moving in a upward movement. Okay, it is going up and coming down, going up and coming down. So if you keep it for a longer time and if you boil it, we will be able to see it very clearly. So you can do this experiment from home too. So here in a solid, we saw the heat transmission is without the movement of the molecules, and that is called as conduction. But here in a liquid, we saw that the movements of that is the heat transmission is by the movement of the molecules. The hot molecules come up and the cold ones go down, and it keeps rotating till all the molecules get heated at the same space, or the heat is transmitted in the same way to all the molecules. This type of heat transmission by the actual movement of the molecule is called as convection. What is it called as? Convection. Okay, that is, what is convection? Convection is the transmission of heat by the actual movement of the molecules. What is conduction? Conduction is the transmission of heat without the movement of the molecules. Convection is the transfer process by which the heat transfer takes place by the actual movement of the molecules. I hope you can see once more here. That is, when the water is getting boiled here, you can see the sawdust moving up and coming down. So this type of heat transmission is called as convection. Now we will do one more experiment to find out the path of the smoke. In a gas, we saw that is molecules, heat is transmitted by the movement of the molecules in a liquid. Now we will see what happens in a gas. Here we know the whole surface is filled with air. I have kept a candle here, and I have a glass, that a bottle which is opened down and on the top here, and I have a small hole here at the side. Now when I keep this here, what will happen? The air inside this area will become hot. We all know, isn't it? Now I have a burning incense stick here. We can see the smoke coming out. Now I'm going to allow the smoke to go inside the bottle here. The smoke is entering the bottle here. What is happening to the smoke there? What can we see there? And the smoke is going into the bottle. What can we see there? Yes, we can see the smoke is going up, and again it is going up. It is rotating and coming down again, isn't it? You can see it is going right round the candle. It's moving up and again going down. We need to pause here. Smaller. Now I am going to allow the smoke to go inside. You can see here the smoke which is going inside is moving upward, and from top again it is coming inside. You can see the smoke moving up fast. Okay, and then from top again it is going down. You can see from top it is coming again down. It is rotating inside. I hope you can see there. Why is it so? That is because when the candle is burning, the air in this area will be very hot. So what happens to the air? It rises up. That is why the smoke is rising up. When it reaches here, the air in this area will be cooler. That cool air again will go down. So here also, as in the liquid, the heat is being transmitted by the movement of the molecules. In the liquid, we saw how the sawdust and the potassium permanganate was going up and coming down. In the same way, here also we can see the smoke going up and coming down. Okay. Here where there is hot air, you can see the smoke coming up and again it is rotating inside. So here also in the gas also we can see that the heat is transmitted by the movement of molecules. So in gas also convection takes place. So what is convection? Convection is the process by which heat is transmitted by the actual movement of the molecules. So convection happens in liquids and also in gases. So I hope it is very clear. We have learned two things. That is conduction, the mode of heat transfer from one end of the material to another without the movement of the molecule is called as conduction, and the mode of heat transfer by the actual movement of the molecules in liquid and gases, that is called as convection. I hope it is very clear. Now we are going to learn one more mode of heat transmission. What is that? We'll keep this aside. Okay. And we have seen, that is in the morning when the sun rises, when it is noon, isn't it? How do we feel if it is a very hot summer season? What do we feel when the sun is right on top of our head? Yes, we feel hot. We feel the heat of the sun, isn't it? Don't we feel the heat of the sun? Now, is there any medium? There, water is being heated by the help of fire there, all that, isn't it? But the sun's heat we are experiencing the heat of the sun. But there is no medium. Okay, there is no medium. That is, neither there is water nor there is gas. The direct heat of the sun is coming and we are experiencing that heat when we stand under the sun. That type of heat transmission. Okay, we experience the heat when we go near, that is when we go near a burning fire. When we stand a little far away from the burning fire, we can feel the heat. When we go near the oven where the wood is burning, we go stand little close to that area, we can feel the heat. Isn't it? When in a fireplace, when we put fire and sit close to it, we can feel the heat. Same way when we go out in the sun, we can feel the heat. That type of heat transmission from one place to another without the help of a medium is called as radiation. You must have heard the word radiation. So what is radiation? The biggest example of radiation is heat from the sun. We are not going near the sun, or no, there is no medium. Okay, there is no medium. So without a medium, heat is being transmitted from one place to another without a medium. Neither there is a metal piece, neither there is a water. Okay, so but it is being transmitted directly. We feel the heat. That type of heat transmission without a medium is called as radiation. So the example for radiation is the heat from the sun. So here when the sun's heat falls on a smooth surface, it radiates, isn't it? It radiates. So smooth surface reflects the radiated heat. It reflects, we know. When the radiated heat falls on a smooth surface, from there it reflects. So this radiation is helpful where when we go stand near the bulb. If you go near the bulb and hold like this, we can feel the heat of the bulb. Same way in a hatchery. We have learnt about a hatchery earlier, isn't it? Where the heat of the bulb is used. That the eggs hatch, that is in a hatchery the eggs hatch. How does it hatch? It is because of the radiation of the heat of the bulb. Radiation of the bulb. The eggs hatch. So all these happens because of radiation. Okay, so these are the different examples of radiation. So here we saw three means of heat transmission. 3 types of heat transmission we saw here. Which are the 3 types of heat transmission? Conduction, convection and radiation. What is conduction? Conduction is the mode of heat transfer from one end of the material to another without the movement of the molecules. What is convection? Convection is the mode of heat transfer by the actual movement of molecules in liquids and gases. And what is radiation? The mode of heat transfer from one place to another without the help of any medium is called as radiation. So I hope this is very clear for you. Thank you, children.